The mob reached the gate of our house, and they were frantically trying to open the gate. Then we realized the gravity of the situation, and then we decided to escape to our neighbor's house. With the help of a ladder, we managed to escape to the next house. It was a matter of few minutes. I think we just sat down, they offered us, our neighbors also did not have time to, flee yet. And everybody, like I said, everybody was caught, unawares. So we just sat down they offered us water, and that was the time when they started entering the gate. They started torching our garage. I could see my house in flames from the window of my neighbor's house. It was so unreal. I thought I was dreaming. To top it all, there were 7 LPG gas cylinders in our kitchen. They were all filled. They exploded one after another, with all the slogan shouting, "Kill the cookies. Where are they hiding? Find them, kill them." All those shouts and chants were there. And then as the mob inched closer, we fled towards our neighbors, who were hiding in a large group, because the next door neighbor, we were our family and then only their family. So we decided to join the group. That was the larger group. They were hiding in pastor's quarters. But it was not easy because all the roads were blocked. The mob was everywhere. Wherever we were supposed to move, it was not possible. Then we need to avoid the mob, we had to scale a height of 7 feet boundary wall to the next house. When my son perched me on top of that, explosion, one after another, started again from my kitchen. There was no logic anymore. I just jumped from the 7 feet boundary wall, thereby fracturing my left leg. That was the last straw. The pain of the fracture was excruciating, and I wasn't able to walk anymore. From then on, my younger son had to carry me on piggyback. And my mother-in-law also, likewise, she had to be carried. Due to health reasons, she had been bedridden. So with two of us reduced to being as good as invalids, we went from house to house, hiding and stopping once in a while for my sons to catch their breath. We were unable to reach a group of neighbors as the mob was everywhere. Me and my family, finally we found an abandoned house, and we hid in the 2nd floor of the building. Soon enough, some of the mob started advancing towards the church. They burned all the furniture, pulpits, everything that was inside the church. And I should say, must have been God's divine intervention. When they started burning the church, accidentally the next building, it's a Mayday house, caught fire. Then there was no way that they could continue the arson, because had they continued the burning of the buildings, this was the church, there was one building, and the next building was where we were hiding. So if they had started burning all the buildings, we were on second floor, and then there was no escape. We had only one passageway where we could move down, one flight of stairs. So after the arson of the buildings failed, the mob, they continued with breaking things, windows, vehicles, And whatever was in their vicinity that was of value, they broke each and everything. The mob then advanced towards our building, the building where we were hiding. We waited with bated breath as they reached our hiding place. I could hear the sound of my own heartbeat, as if my heart was going to break. If they decided to climb up the second stair of the building where we were hiding, there was no escape. And now when I think back, they climbed up. I have 2 grown-up daughters. I don't know the plight of what the plight of my daughters would be had they climbed up. We were as good as, animals waiting for, for a slaughterhouse. Helplessly we waited, expecting the worst. And I told my children, say your last prayers, because today we are going to die. I could not even comfort them because reality was staring at my face. And we committed ourselves to God. That was the only thing that we could do. We said our prayers and waited. This probably must have been the longest agonizing seconds and minutes I have to go through my whole entire life. Miraculously, God intervened again. And they dropped the idea of climbing up the second floor where we were hiding. They moved on to the next house. I gave a sigh of relief, and we just gave thanks to God because we were saved. We escaped from the jaws of death by, I don't know, I cannot even explain. After some time, the mob, they proceeded to other parts of the neighborhood, leaving a trail of destruction wherever they went. We desperately started making frantic calls to whoever we knew, but help was nowhere to be found. Everybody was going through the same thing, the same dilemma, and it was like every man for himself situation. So the whole night we expectantly waited for help with the constant fear of fresh attacks and no help in the horizon. We counted each second as time seemed to stand still. Finally, at around 3:45 a.m. the next morning, we were evacuated by the Indian Army. And we had to board the army truck. That was the time when we had to say goodbye to our pet dog, Cookie. His name starts with C-O-O-K-I-E. We had to leave him because there was no space in the truck. He cried and we cried. Later on, we saw a picture of him taken in front of our house. This picture was adorning the front page of the Times Now newspaper, and there was a heartbreaking caption: "A dog waiting for its owners in violence hit Manipur will break your heart." This was another painful experience from which I don't know if we will ever recover. His whereabouts till now are unknown.